Welcome back to Speak for Yourself. Let's head back to the NBA talking LeBron James, who won his 4th ring on Sunday. LeBron has appeared in 10 of the last 14 NBA Finals. My God. And the TV ratings, though, they took a pretty big dip. They were about 50% decline from last year's views. We had to bring in NBA analyst Slick Rick Bucher to dive in with us on this one. But Marcella, starting with you. You think the NBA fans have LeBron James fatigue?
There's some fatigue of something. I don't think it's LeBron James fatigue at all. LeBron's the man. Now all of a sudden we tired of him. Like, he's like the most popular athlete we have. Do we have Ronaldo fatigue? Do we have Serena Williams fatigue? Like, you don't get fatigue of the greatest at what they're doing. So I can't buy that, but I can buy some ingredients for some gumbo and take y'all to grandma's house. And we're going to have to take a few spoonfuls of this gumbo because I think there's a lot of reasons why the NBA ratings have been going down. Let's go back to 2010 when it was first noticed, hey, what's going on with the NBA and their ratings? And it's interesting if you want to look at the real craters from 2010, 2018, which could be just coincidence. That's the same year of the China tweet from Daryl Morey. And this year, when they really leaned into some of the political and messaging and the phrasing on the jerseys. You can say that. Is it correlation or is it just coincidence? I don't know. But in this gumbo pot, I see politics as one of the things. I also see how piracy has affected all ratings, but that's all ratings, so that doesn't go specific to the NBA. Let's talk about something that is specific to the NBA, and these are my last 2 points. Social media. The NBA leaned into social media heavier than any of our other major sports, including football. The NBA Twitter account and NBA Twitter became an open source. Anybody could post anything about the NBA. And you got to remember, these Gen Z kids, they are growing up not to be the same level of sports enthusiasts as we were. Think about it. They have games now where they watch other gamers play games, where they're not watching our sports at the same rate. But the last point is an interesting point. When I was a player rep for 9 of my 10 years, and the NFL's version of marketing versus the NBA's version of marketing. The NFL leans heavy into a uniform policy to protect all of the teams and make sure that in that protection of the shield, the players could be interchangeable, but we still march to the same beat. The NBA really hitches its wagons to the individuals. They hitch their wagon to a star player and say, we're going to ride you off into the sunset. And maybe that disparity, that distinction is where we're seeing the difference between an NFL that can keep its steady pace or an NBA that is suffering from this star power up and down.
Good Lord, yes, we have LeBron fatigue.
No.
Come on. We started out by saying he's been in 10 of the last 14 finals. He's been around for 17 years. Yes, without question, we have fatigue. You know what we also have fatigue? We have social justice fatigue. We have COVID fatigue. We have divisiveness fatigue. And you know who embodies and personifies all of those things? LeBron James. To your point, Marcellus, one of the most loved athletes in the United States. Yes, you know what he also is? He's the most hated athlete in the United States. He's carried both of those tags multiple years running. And what are we most fatigued by in this country right now? Honestly, it's the divisiveness. It's the difference of opinion, the stark difference of opinion on social justice and police reform and politics. And should you wear a mask or not wear a mask? And LeBron James, whether he intended to or not, is at the very heart of all of that. He is a polarizing figure. For anybody who's looking for the escape of all the divisiveness in the country today, LeBron James does not offer that, and he was front and center in these finals. So I completely understand. While there may be other factors that contributed, the reality is LeBron James certainly couldn't alleviate any of those things. He wasn't the reason that people would tune in for an escape because they knew they were going to get more of the same.
Slick Rick, you came out of left field. My ears perked up when I heard it, probably because it was nonsense. My ears perk up when I hear nonsense. Slick Rick, what is your favorite movie? Favorite movie all time?
Favorite movie, My Left Foot.
How many times have you watched that movie?
Oh, twice.
Only? And it's your favorite movie?
Yeah, I've seen The Martian about 6 times, but
Great.
I can't just
seen
happen
The Martian about 6
it was
times.
playing when I was on plane.
Here's my point, Slick Rick. You don't get fatigued of things that are entertaining. You don't equate social justice and COVID with LeBron James because one is inherently meant to entertain and another not so much. I understood where you were going. However, you don't get fatigued of that which is entertaining. To assume, Slick, that we have LeBron James fatigue is to also assume that the ratings would have been higher if we would have seen the Heat play the Nuggets. The ratings would have been higher if we would have seen the Heat play the Jazz. To assume we would have LeBron James fatigue is to make those sort of asinine assumptions. But I think it's best said in tweet form. I saw somebody sharing a tweet. He simply said, if you share a pizza every Saturday with 2 friends, but then one Saturday 5 friends show up, what do you personally get? Less pizza. But what was just popular as it was a week ago? Pizza. The fact of the matter is, the NBA and the finals were being shared amongst the MLB, being shared amongst the NFL. Game 3, Game 6 of the finals were both played on NFL Sundays. What did you expect? You're competing against one of the most highly watched things every week in Sunday Night Football. It's not that the NBA has fatigue or LeBron James has fatigue. It's just that the pie has to be spread so much more thin that now the slices are just being divvied up more frequently.
I cannot believe that I'm being lectured by someone on entertainment who can't even keep the same look on a daily basis. That has to change dramatically his suit game on a daily basis.
Here we go.
What can I say?
You are part of this generation that has grown up with LeBron, but at the same time has to change every single second, that has ADHD in terms of attention deficit.
Yeah.
I need something different. Oh, that was good. I need something different. Oh, that's good. Now I want something different. I was about to come up with an analogy about the French fries, but your pizza thing just killed it for me. So this is the number one thing for me that goes to the heart of why LeBron is polarizing and why all of this time watching him has left people divisive about where he stands. And it's something that has been sticking in my craw since Monday, our show on Monday, because this is what you said, Acho, about LeBron James.
Let's see this.
Gentlemen, in a day and age where words and someone's words are so incredibly meaningless and so futile, LeBron James, his words, actually, you can count as his yes is his yes and his no is his no.
Brother, I cannot, of all the things that you have said on this show, there is nothing that I disagree with more vehemently than that.
What?
LeBron James, when he went to Miami, said not 5, not 6, not 7,
hyperbole.
not 8.
You know what hyperbole is? You went to Dartmouth. What's hyperbole?
He made a hyperbole. Okay.
It was a pep rally,
So
damn it.
I'm not done. So then he goes to Cleveland and he writes this heartfelt letter.
Oh.
I'm coming home. And I'm coming home. I'm coming home not just to win a trophy. I know it's going to take a long time to win that trophy, and I don't even know if we can do it. But I'm coming home because I want to support the kids of Northeast Ohio, and I want people to know that you can go home and you can go back to where you grew up and you can give back to the community. How long did that last? I'm with these young guys in LA until I'm not. There is nobody who changes his tune more often than LeBron James. He is the last person I would use as an example that yes is yes and no is no. Yes is conditional until I have to say no. That is the LeBron James theme. And people are just kind of tired of it. Look, he's done remarkable things. He's rewriting the record books, and yet nobody seems to care. Why is that?
Well,
I have to believe it's because we don't exactly know who LeBron James is and what he's really chasing.
Well, Slick Rick, I got to side with both of you guys. Look, I chose, let's be real about this, 51% down from last year, but going back to the Jordan years when it was 35 million people watching, now only 7 million, I don't know. But to push back on you, Slick Rick, Tiger Woods, when he went through his scandal, no one got fatigued, no one went righteous, no one was out there virtual signaling. Golf business imploded, and they were still rooting and wanting to see more of Tiger Woods. Coming up, the Chiefs' stacked offense just got even better with Le'Veon Bell, Cornacho. We'll tell you if this makes KC the clear favorites to repeat. Next, speak for yourself.